by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky. I go to war, fight.
Damn right.
Welcome to the Professional Stepdad Show. Today is Friday, February 10th. Thank you guys very much for joining me. This is episode 169 of the show. I wanted to begin today's episode by just sending a big thank you to each and every one of you who are listening to the show, who are sharing and subscribing, who are commenting and sending in questions. I really appreciate every question that you've sent in, every statement, every story that you've sent over. It really does help me improve, not only as a stepdad, but it helps me improve as a speaker so I can make sure that I'm consistently putting out progressive and positive and meaningful information that will help you navigate your way through your step parenting journey. So again, stepdads, thank you very, very much. I have been really struggling over the past few days because it seems that the majority of the questions or the majority of the stories that I've been getting, they have really been centered on the fact that a lot of stepdads right now feel like they're in a storm and that they've been in a storm for quite some time. And they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. They don't see a way out. They kind of feel like they're just going around and around and around, just consistently being inconsistent with moving forward and actually making real progress, whether it's with the kids or with your partner or with the family members or just with yourself in general. And I wanted to come on to you to kind of be the voice of reason for you. And that is really today's episode, which is storms are temporary. Storms are not permanent. You will go through some really deep, harsh, negative shit as a stepdad. You will experience things that you never believed would happen to you because you made the decision to step into a blended family and you thought that not only was it going to go better, but you thought that the kids were going to respect you more. You thought you were going to be able to step in and develop relationships quicker and faster so that your family could be a well-oiled machine. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of stepdads that do step into families and do work on themselves and they are consistently doing the daily work on working on the kids and themselves and their partner, where they can manage the storms a little better than most. But let's say 80% of the stepdads who are going through some serious shit right now, who feel like they're experiencing a storm that's just never going to quit. I can tell you that everything that is happening to you right now, the storm that you find yourself in, whether it's just dark and you feel lost and you have no idea which direction to go, nothing you're doing is working. Everything you seem to do or everything you try to do seems to add more fuel to the fire. And it's really frustrating for you. But remember that the storms are temporary. The storm that you're in right now, it's temporary. And if you can't take a step back and analyze the storm that you're in and then begin to work on ways to navigate your way around the storm or through the storm, you will find yourself stuck in the storm for much, much longer. See, you cannot use the same level of thinking and the same thought process that to get out of a bad situation that you use to put yourself in it. And for stepdads who are really locked in with the family, or for stepdads who are really, they have like these set of core values that they were raised on, it's going to be a lot harder for you to establish yourself as the leader in a family or as the one that everyone can depend on and count on when you are comparing the childhoods of the kids to yours, because we all grew up in different eras. It's just That's just plain and simple. It's like the NBA. You can't really compare players when they grow up in different eras, when they play in different eras, because you go from eras of basketball where you're allowed to foul and it's like real like it's painful to go to the hoop. I mean, you're getting broken noses and flagrant fouls aren't called very often, to today's where you can barely touch somebody and boom, it's a foul. So I'm saying this and I'm kind of relating it to basketball because you're not going to find yourself connecting with the kids. You are not going to find yourself building a team with your partner. You are not going to find yourself moving past your fears, doubts, worries, and anxieties, stepdads, until you can look at your given situation and understand that things are different, times are different. And raising kids and being married and owning a business or just getting up every morning is different. And you cannot use the same way of thinking to solve these problems that you're in right now that you used a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. So in order to find your way, in order to navigate your way out of these storms, in order to find yourself in a position to where you can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, you feel like you're making progress, you're not lost, you're on a straight line, you have a compass, you set your destination and away you went. It doesn't feel like you're going in a circle anymore. You're actually moving. In order to get yourself in that position, you have to prepare. You have to get ready. And the best way to get ready is to better yourself first before you decide to attack and before you try to solve and before you try to fix things that are going on in your life, stepdad, with the kids, with your wife, whatever it may be. You have to start with you first. And you have to let go of the way that you are viewing certain scenarios and situations within your blended family and comparing them to how you were raised and what you think and how you feel things should be. It's just different. I would like to tell you that, setting boundaries and being the example and manners and all the other things that go along with the way we were raised, other than like that shit that I was raised with, which is really like, you're a man and don't cry and all that stuff. That's, I mean, I know now as a man that I'm okay with to cry. I'm good to cry. I'm an emotional person, and I don't hide that from anybody because I know what I'm worth. I know my value, and I know who I am. So I've moved past that, but there are a lot of stepdads, a lot of men that have not moved past that. There's a lot of men that believe that the way they were raised and what they were taught and the way they came up as a young adults should be the exact same way that the stepkids are doing it. And that's just not going to happen. And when you're dealing with a bio parent who's still in the picture, who is trying to sabotage your relationships and trying to sabotage your progress, it makes it even harder because not only are you trying to get the kids on the same page, but now you're having to deal with all the dumb shit that they're putting you through, these storms. But remember, the storms are temporary. You will be in this, if you find yourself in a storm right now, you will be in this storm and you will stay in this storm for as long as it takes you to start thinking different to find your way out of the storm. So I want you to think about your situation that you're in right now, stepdad. Think about all the shit that's happening, all the bad things that are happening, all the things that are not going right, and ask yourself, how have I contributed to this? What am I doing that is causing a reaction and a response that is not conducive to a well-oiled machine that I want my blended family to be? What kind of responsibility can I take? And I can tell you right now, stepdads, if you really are the leader that you feel that you are, if you really are the man that you think that you are, if you really stepped up because you believe that you're there, so you're supposed to be there and this is your purpose, then you will take full responsibility for all the shit that is going on right now. All of it. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow because you're not causing your stepdaughter or stepson to react and lash out and do shit that is purposely making you mad. You're not causing, that's not your fault. They're doing it to test you. They're doing it. You might be dealing with a partner right now who doesn't have your back. You guys have never had the fucking conversation. So she doesn't have your back. The kids are misbehaving. The kids are acting up. They're doing what they want to do. And they know that you can't do anything because mom's going to step in and she's going to defend us before she defends you, stepdad. And that's got to be fucking killer. That's why I'm trying to get it across to each and every one of you that you have to do it in the order that I told you to do it in. You have to go work on yourself. You have to figure out what's causing you to react instead of respond. You have to go let go of your past. You have to, all these things you have to work on consistently each and every day. You have to work on your team and your partnership with the communication with you and your wife and how things are unfolding and the things that she does and the things that you do. If you can fix that relationship and you can get on the same page and you can say, hey, look, we're a team. When the kids try to do it again and when they try to act up again or when they try to test you again, you're gonna have somebody there behind your back and you'll stand side by side and you will approach and fix problems together instead of separate. But because you are failing on that end, stepdads, because you are failing on working on yourself, because you are failing on building team and communication with your partner, the kids, it's not working for you. And then you find yourself stressed, complaining, telling others what's going on. You throw your hands in the air, you want to give up, you do things like point the finger and blame others. It's if they would only listen to me, or why can't she just have my back? I mean, why can't she help me in this situation? Why does she always have to stick up for the kids? Well, because you've never together established that team. You've never been on the same page when it comes to how to raise the kids and understanding that it's a 50-50 split. You're parenting. You are parenting. Remember, I'm not saying anything about discipline. You're parenting young adults. You have to be a team. It has to be a combined joint effort, or the kids will step all over one of you. And then you'll get frustrated and you'll want to walk away. You want to quit. You want to get divorced. You want to blame others. And you'll give everybody that sob, boo-hoo, poor me story. When in reality, when you look at your given situation, the storm that you find yourself in, if you can be honest with yourself, and you can be honest, leaders, mentors, fathers, if you can be honest, you can take full responsibility for it. You are the captain of this ship. Act like it. So, storms are temporary, stepdads. Don't forget that. Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Listen, if you know a stepdad who is in need of any of this information, do me a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button and share this episode with them as fast as possible. Did you do it? Okay, you did it.
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.